First Alert meteorologist Zoe Mintz joins us now. We can talk a little bit more about this. This is very significant. Ever since you've lived here in California, we've been in a drought in some capacity or another. When I came back, we were in serious drought here in the Bay Area. Huge difference.
Huge difference. And I mean, there's a lot of people whose their entire lives, they have never been living in California without drought.
Yeah.
And here we are because of all the rain that we saw for the past several days, and it swept across the entire state relatively evenly, although Southern California, they got a lot of those landslides, those mudslides because of the burn scars from the fires that they saw earlier this year. They didn't necessarily see more precipitation, but they saw more impacts than others.
Okay.
The precipitation was fantastic, though. We will be drying out over the next several days. And I just want to take a look at the drought monitor across the country on our virtual reality just to show you again how lucky we are to live in California, because most of the west coast of the United States is under some sort of drought, whether it's abnormally dry across the Pacific Northwest or under that extreme to exceptional drought over in the desert Southwest. But us, California, again, finally, for the first time in decades, looking at a quiet and clear sky when it comes to our drought monitor. We're also looking at a quiet and clear sky when it comes to our radar and it comes to our satellite. That does mean dry and clear conditions are expected to stick around. High pressure, you can actually kind of see this area of high pressure just by the rotating clouds around it. High pressure rotates clockwise, so you notice how these clouds are all rotating clockwise. That high pressure is going to keep away all of the activity for at least the next 6 to 10 days. This is our precipitation outlook. You can see that bullseye in deeper and darker red/orange. This is that letting you know likely going to be below average when it comes to that precipitation for the next 6 to 10 days. So little to no rain chances on the way, at least over the next week or so. So if you have any outdoor activities, it's kind of good news. If you want to get out and about, maybe go hiking, you haven't been able to do so since the year began, this is your weekend to enjoy yourself. Over the past 6 hours, just a little bit of cloud coverage across our North Bay. The rest of the Bay Area, not really seeing all too much of anything. And that's allowing for those very chilly conditions this morning. This afternoon, those high temperatures will be warming back up to seasonable within a degree or two of normal for this time of year all across the Bay Area, sitting in the mid to upper 50s. North Bay communities, upper 50s. Closer to the coast, you might even be in the low 60s from Point Reyes to Half Moon Bay. Places like San Jose, upper 50s, but hey, you're going to be getting warmer by the time that we step out early next week, so get ready for it. In fact, let's just take a look at where the next several days. This is Sunday afternoon. You already noticed those blue colors that indicate those cooler conditions already beginning to lessen. You'll notice a bit more widespread 60s returning to the forecast. Again, this is tomorrow afternoon, 60s, low 60s at that, but still all across the North Bay communities. Maybe not for Concord. You'll still likely be at 58 degrees, but still. The bigger issue is going to be the Thule fog that's likely going to be filtering in early next week. So this is Monday afternoon. Monday is going to be even warmer across most of the Bay Area, widespread 60s, if not maybe even a low 70 degrees sprinkled in there down near Salinas. But the place that we're concerned about, or at least when it comes to the Thule fog, is places like Concord, sneaking in from those inland East Bay communities, likely going to be a few degrees cooler because of those foggier conditions. That pesky Thule fog that we saw just a couple of weeks ago is going to be returning to the Bay Area by early next week, while the rest of the Bay Area will be warm. Again, inland East Bay likely going to be dealing with a bit more of those foggy conditions. Things to keep our eyes on as we step out over the next several days. Everybody is going to be warming up through tomorrow, but by the time that we step out Monday, that's when the Thule fog is likely going to return to our inland communities. That's just that thick, dense fog from the Central Valley that spills into our inland East Bay and doesn't allow you to see all too much sunshine, keeps those temperatures a bit cooler. The rest of the Bay Area, though, going to be seeing those widespread 60s sticking around basically all next week. I hope you have the chance to get outside and enjoy yourself.